Do you like the Oakland A's? Are you a fan of the Golden Knights? Do you love the Los Angeles Chargers? Well then, my friend, you're in the right place. This is the Snake Sports Talk Show with your host, Jake the Snake Silva, brought to you by the Spotlight Sports Network.
This has been really interesting, but I will say this. I'm going to shift over here to this. I have been getting nothing but nonstop Aaron Rodgers moving, all of this. I've been hearing it all week, folks. Let me just tell you something right now about Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to compare it to this. You ever have friends of yours that are like, some would think it's a happy couple, but then it just always kind of seems like they don't seem to be up on the same page, or they just don't seem to really kind of get along, or they like to, you're out with your girlfriend or you're out with your boy, and you're out there, you're just having a good time and all this other stuff. And then they want to vent about how she's all about this and that. And then he just doesn't care about this or that. We've all heard it, folks. This is always us in our lives. We all have tendencies where sometimes relationships, it's not a perfect relationship. Nothing's perfect. We get so strung up about perfection and all of this and that. What you want is the ideal relationship that depending on the similarities and the differences, is one that's going to mesh together. It's the one that's going to last for a long time. Aaron Rodgers, I could just tell you this right now, and shout out to everybody here. Yo, SMIG, what's going on? What's going on, BL? What's going on, Key in the building? You can always check her out with all of the Philadelphia sports content from Eagles, Flyers, Phillies, and Sixers. You can check her out on all of those contents there, fresh for you every single day, and on the Spotlight Sports Network. But Aaron Rodgers is not going anywhere. The problem is that Aaron doesn't feel appreciated. And the worst part of it is that you're in a legendary franchise like Green Bay. And Green Bay is a small town in Wisconsin. They love their football. They love the Packers. I mean, hell, you even get a lot of Wisconsin people that will go down over toward, down the roadways to go and watch Wisconsin Badgers playing. Or they just go and take a trip to Milwaukee, either watching the Brewers or watching the Bucks. But everyone in a small town in Green Bay loves the Packers. Here's the thing about this situation with Aaron Rodgers. This is a two-part. Here's the first part. Aaron doesn't tell you he wants to leave Green Bay. It's not that he doesn't like it. He just doesn't feel appreciated for the fact of, I want this, I want that. I want protection, I want weapons, I want this and that. And then on top of it, because a lot of people are like, Aaron Rodgers is arrogant. We call him Arrogant Aaron. Apparently, it seems to be springing about all throughout, sports media. But the thing about it is with Aaron Rodgers, yes, can be cranky. He's like 36, 37. He's not getting any younger. And on top of it, you only have one Super Bowl with him. And you only haven't been since. You got close twice with Matt LaFleur. You lost to San Francisco badly. And then you lose to not capitalizing on opportunities against the Bucks. Tom Brady had 3 picks in the game, yet still managed to make the Super Bowl, right? Aaron Rodgers, and the only thing that I could tell you about this, yes, he's probably going to go down as one of the top quarterbacks that we've seen in this generation. And ultimately, the one who's the golden child with the golden arm, accuracy, the State Farm commercials, all of this. What it seems to me is there's just a lot that seems to be going on in Aaron Rodgers' life. I mean, look at it. I mean, he's hosting Jeopardy. Seems to be putting a lot of time into that than he would be of working to getting the Packers to the Super Bowl. this is what's interesting because you all watched the draft and you all saw how Green Bay, the reaction was they took a corner. Why would they do that? Because parts of it, the secondaries was not all there. And on top of it, they had a couple of really good secondary players. One that just so happened to get 2 picks in the game in the NFC Championship against the Buccaneers. 3 picks against Tom Brady. And of course, their first round pick would be a corner because they want to shape it up. But here's the other problem. Their linebackers are not solidified. You let Christian Kirksey go to free agency. You lost your opportunity at Blake Martinez, which I never understood. Takes a deal with the Giants. So now it feels like that the linebacking position is so wide open for Green Bay that quarterbacks that want midfield passes, they could take advantage of it. And you have to think about the division in the NFC North. It's different. Chicago now is revamping. And it's interesting how Green Bay is up into this situation. But Green Bay is still going to be competitive as long as Aaron Rodgers is there. But this whole idea that Aaron wants to leave Green Bay is nonsense. Because he's not telling you he wants to leave Green Bay because he doesn't like it. No, he's basically trying to force the upper hand. But here's the other problem. One, he got a coach fired, Mike McCarthy. And now you got McCarthy in Dallas and didn't really have at least the best showing with the Cowboys. But let's see what next year brings. It's a different look for the Cowboys. They addressed at least some of the issues. Is it all the way solved? Probably not. They still have some more pieces. But let's see what they could do once Dak Prescott is healthy. Then we'll talk. And now we're talking about a general manager who's on the hot seat that Aaron wants out. So ask yourself this, because we all have those friends. And ultimately, when it comes to us as being the friendly supporters, we don't go to basically just be the answer for all their problems. We try to come up with at least the best thing possible that'll help to kind of open their eyes, because we don't know what our friends deal with in their own personal relationships behind closed doors. Just like we don't know what's happening within Green Bay behind closed doors with Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the organization. So this whole idea is just nonsense. Aaron Rodgers is not going to leave Green Bay. And even if it did, and this is what it'll be the second part that'll be coming up here in a second. But if he did, are you sure that the Green Bay Packers are confident that Jordan Love can play? Because last time I checked, they were like, I don't know. I don't know if Jordan Love. Then why did you trade up into the draft to go in and picking the kid if you're not confident in his play? But remember, lots of stuff that happened on mainstream media always gets posted out there, and we don't know what happens behind the scenes. So we could say that he's not ready, and then who knows, by preseason, he looks like a guy that, could come in at a time like Daniel Jones, who took us all by surprise, and looks like he could be a quarterback that could play. And yet Daniel Jones, he's on the hot seat himself because he's got to get the Giants to the playoffs. There's no excuses. You can't be fumbling the ball every time. But this is kind of the idea right now for Green Bay. You let go of Aaron Rodgers, good luck being irrelevant. You'll be the most irrelevant team in the NFC, because even if it being a small town organization, they love their Packers, but oftentimes through traditions, because this happened with Brett Favre and it's happening with Aaron Rodgers, and now there's a lot of retaliation. At least that's what we see with media, right? I'm just telling you now, I just don't believe in this stuff that I feel like Aaron Rodgers would leave. I just don't think that's the case. But who knows? Time will tell. If this happens before the season starts, I'll be appalled. because then there's a mistake that Green Bay made. And now Aaron Rodgers really has to make whatever decision that he makes work. That's what it comes down to. But remember, we try to be the supportive friends and at least be the balancers in our friends' lives. What comes up next is up to them, whether or not that the relationship continues, or if it gets better, or maybe it gets worse. But ultimately, the Packers right now have to do at least the best they can, and they got Amari Rodgers from Clemson. If he don't work, that's where I think Aaron Rodgers is going to feel at least a lot the worst. That's what it comes down to. But that's where they have to make everything work. Now, here's